You can argue the last 20 years football maybe hasn't won at that level and the financial model still works. I do not think that is infinite. We have to win. And if you're doing this to not win, if you're not in it to win it, get out. And we've invested a lot of resources in football in the last couple of years. Investing resources not to compete where we were, but to compete where we expect to be. We've done it in personnel. We've done it in infrastructure. We've done it in every way we can. Football needs to win. I want 24 sports to win. I want 24 sports to be in a position to win a conference championship. But I'm just rough estimate now. Our budget, $225 million, give or take. The Big Ten and CFP monies, let's just say it's about 100. That's 93% football related. The donations, that's $70 million. Not all of it's football, but I would tell you at least 85% of it's football. A home game in football is worth $10 million. So take 10 plus 90, pretty close, and you look at that revenue model and say how much of that's attributable to football. The vast majority of it. Volleyball will be on or about the Mendoza line from a financial standpoint. And that's not because volleyball didn't generate money. It generates money at a magnitude and a delta above anybody else in the country. But we invest a lot in volleyball as well. But football is the engine in every way. And it's important that you win.
So is your expectations for football this season, is it as simple as saying you want it to be better than last season?
In the goals sessions that I have with our coaches, what are my goals? What are your goals? I have never given anybody a competitive goal. Too many factors that cannot be controlled. But and this is, I know this is very subjective. Like, I don't sit in my office. I couldn't call a play. I couldn't recruit a player. But you can tell a lot about where a program is at by being amongst it and within that program every day. At practice, Haven's at practice every day. I'm there 2-3 times a week. I'm over in the football offices. I'm walking around. I'm in the locker room. They're coming to the house on Sunday for a hog roast. To have great success, the culture that needs to be in place for it's there. I don't know that it's always been there, but it's there right now. I want to win at a level that Nebraska has seen before. You don't go from where we've been to that today. So in some ways, you're right. There has to be progress. Like, I talk a lot about building blocks. We get into the bowl game, as absurd as it seems, given our last decade, that was a foundational block that needed to happen before we could take the next step. Winning the game was a foundational block. The next one's going to be that fourth quarter drive, right? That everybody talks about what hasn't happened, and then we can finally start talking about what has happened. So, there's a lot of things that however the record turns out, I think whether the program is progressing or whether the program isn't progressing.